Virgo, Pisces, and 6th and 12th house people, you have to get out of your own way in terms of procrastinating or recognize that potential procrastinating method. It's one where you feel justified. Now, this doesn't just pertain like to those positions. Remember, we're all unique blends here. So if you have a strong connection to Venus, perfection for you could be engulfed in how something looks or the presentation. And if you put too much emphasis on the presentation, then the theory behind it may suck. So all in all, balance is what we need. One of the best things you can do for yourself is to recognize how you procrastinate and legitimately just do the opposite of that. Because the thing that's making you procrastinate is actually illusionary in nature, or it doesn't actually matter as much.
The levels they couldn't fathom. The end is the beginning, the Eve is in the atom. Mother just a brother from another space and time. That birth hip hop so I can kill you with the rhyme.
What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Today, we'll be talking about placements that contribute to procrastination and some really key advice on how you can deal with that. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So getting into this is inspired by the moon being in Virgo today, as well as just, my continued observations within life. And on my journey, one of the things that I've become well aware of and cultivated strategies to really deal with is the tendency to procrastinate. And I want to let you know, every human being has this potentiality. Now, whether or not you succumb to it is just a matter of how aware you are and how much you give into it. But procrastination can come in different forms based on your own energetic makeup or blueprint. I'll give you an example for myself. And this is stuff I see other people do, particularly like 6th house type people or those with particular Virgo elements. And that form of procrastination comes from the need for perfection. Hit that like button for me. Drop a comment. It means a lot. Now, the reason why that's so funny is because when you really grow in life, I think one of the elementary level things you learn is that perfection doesn't exist. It goes right along with like beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But what astrology helped me do, rather than reinforce me over analyzing stuff, what astrology did is help me understand the pathways of energy, or the different forecasts for them, how they can play out, what influences them. And then within that, and my own spiritual journey, I just was like, yo, perfection doesn't exist. Like, that is a part of the illusion. Imagine spending a lifetime chasing perfection only to never be satisfied. Virgo, Pisces, and 6th and 12th house people, you have to get out of your own way in terms of procrastinating or recognize that potential procrastinating method. It's one where you feel justified. Now, this doesn't just pertain like to those positions. Remember, we're all unique blends here. So if you have a strong connection to Venus, perfection for you could be engulfed in how something looks or the presentation. And if you put too much emphasis on the presentation, then the theory behind it may suck. So all in all, balance is what we need. So I'm telling you, one of the best things you can do for yourself is to recognize how you procrastinate and legitimately just do the opposite of that. Because the thing that's making you procrastinate is actually illusionary in nature, or it doesn't actually matter as much. Another sign that should become aware of how they tend to procrastinate is Libra. And Libras is rather simple, and that's through indecision. I don't know what to do. What do you think? But we all know sometimes you got to decide for yourself. And ultimately, there's power within that. So, Libra type 7th house people may procrastinate out of indecision, or maybe not feeling supported or encouraged. Okay? It's any honest Libra type will tell you, like, yeah, I kind of just like to go with the flow sometimes. It's easier. But at times, you'll need to create your own flow, get it going. And that maybe that flow will get you to others, right? Another sign that procrastinates can be Taurus. And all the earth signs have a thing here. But with Taurus, it's just simply how it looks. Another Venus oriented sign. It it can be due towards like the quality, or not feeling like what one is doing is up to par or going to be perceived how they may want it. Now I could go on and tell you, why this is a limiting belief, but the world that we live in right now will show you that it's less about the look and more about just showing up. This day and age being all about information, if you got something to say and people are looking for that thing that you need to say, chances are that they're more focused on the delivery of what you're saying versus how it looks when you're saying it. Don't get me wrong, there's an element to all of that, but the biggest thing I'm highlighting here is don't let that stop you from starting or continuing to do. We all have to work with our circumstances, okay? And just the way that my mind works, I just feel like, isn't that the part of like the good part of technology, that it makes things easier? Now, guys, I could go through all signs here, but I really just wanted to highlight particular ones that came to my mind's eye today. But I really encourage you to think about the energies in your chart and, how that procrastination shows up for you. But the last one I'll do here is Cancer. And that's particularly because Mars right now is in Cancer. We got all this watery energy, and it's very revealing right now. Mars in Cancer, we of course is debilitated, it's unfavorable, and Mars is willpower. So simply put, Cancer types can succumb to procrastination by simply letting their emotions get the best of them, versus using the emotions as a vehicle of motivation, as the fuel, as the gas. And there's kind of like a trick there. Mars doesn't necessarily like being in the water, but the water is plentiful. It gives Mars a lot of room to channel that energy or find its footing. It's unfamiliar territory, but if one gets comfortable in the waters, you have a different type of Mars. So be mindful of letting procrastination take over because you're not directing your emotions well. If you're a water Mars or emotional Mars, it's never going to change. You're going to always react that way. It's just about training that Mars to kind of deal with the particular currents. All right. And then the key here that I want to impart onto you guys with just pursuing things. And I always got to be honest because I listen and I understand things pretty well. We all have something that we're good at that may come easy, And typically, when it's something like that, some people don't necessarily like work as hard on the thing as they should. But when you really study the mind and you're aware, I want to let you know your brain, when it learns something new that is like pleasing or it connects with, your brain literally starts to transform and make these neurological links that can further reinforce your passion for the said thing. So when y'all see me here at this stage talking to y'all with astrology, it's like I'm so deep into my love for it that honestly, if I was having a terrible day, you wouldn't be able to tell because I'm in this zone in which I trained myself to be able to like produce serotonin and all those feel good hormones, right? So ultimately, what I'm getting at is if I didn't do that, if I would have been like, oh, astrology's cool, and I'm into it for like 2 months, and then I take a break from it and I try to go back, over time, you lose the enthusiasm that you initially have for it. Your brain doesn't get to absorb the energy how it needs to. And this can be said for any realm of life. But I'm bringing this up because we all can, with Jupiter and Gemini, we can delude ourselves into thinking we are more skilled, deserving, in a particular thing that we haven't necessarily put the time. And like I said, your brain chemistry with particular things will let you know if you develop it right. I say that to say this. Consistency is very important in anything you want to do, particularly things that you love. So coming off of the North Node in Aries, that was an assistance within doubling down more rapidly on doing the things that you love. You know, when I sit back and review the years and think, damn, in 2 years, I did like over 1,000 readings. Thinking about it feels more overwhelming than when I was just engulfed in it every day, every day. You know what I mean? So I say I have to say this. We're at a part in the journey where, yeah, you want to know what you know and double down on it. 9 is about mastery, and that's kind of the energy that it takes. So this is my episode for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was fun. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Hit that like button for me. Drop a comment. It means a lot. Till next time, peace.